Do you know why some families seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others work themselves to the bone and never get ahead? I'm going to tell you something tonight that most people will never hear in their entire lives. This isn't something I read in a self-help book. This isn't something I saw on social media. This is ancient Jewish wisdom that was whispered to me by my grandfather in Jerusalem when I was barely 13 years old. He sat me down, looked me straight in the eyes, and told me about a ritual so simple, so overlooked, that most people laugh when they first hear it. 3 coins. That's it. 3 coins placed under your mattress in a very specific way, at a very specific time, with a very specific intention. And when you do it correctly, something shifts. Something moves in the invisible world around you. Opportunities appear. Money flows. Doors that were sealed, shut, suddenly swing open. Now, I've been studying the Talmud and Kabbalah for over 40 years. My grandfather was a rabbi. His father was a rabbi. This knowledge has been in my family for 7 generations, and I'm going to share this exact ritual with you today, step by step, element by element, so you can activate it tonight, not next week, not next month, tonight. But here's what I need from you. You need to watch this entire video, every single minute, because if you skip ahead, if you miss even one detail, it won't work. The method I'm going to reveal to you has helped thousands of people break through financial barriers they thought were permanent. And the most powerful part of this teaching, the part that changes everything, comes later in this video. So stay with me, trust me, and by the end, you'll have everything you need to transform your financial reality starting tonight. I want to take you back to where this all began for me. I was 13 years old, living in a small apartment in Jerusalem with my family. We didn't have much. My father worked long hours. My mother stretched every shekel as far as it could go. But my grandfather, he was different. He had this quiet confidence about him, this sense of peace that didn't match our circumstances. One evening during Passover, after everyone else had gone to sleep, he called me into his study. The room smelled like old books and candle wax. He pulled out a small velvet pouch and opened it on the table. Inside were 3 coins. They weren't special coins. They weren't gold or silver. They were ordinary coins, the kind you'd find in anyone's pocket. And he told me something I'll never forget. He said, "The Creator doesn't need gold to make you wealthy. He needs your faith, your intention, and your obedience to the ancient laws." Then he showed me a passage from the Talmud, and he explained that wealth isn't just about working hard or being smart. Wealth is governed by spiritual laws that most people ignore completely. He taught me that certain objects, when combined with the right intention and placed in the right position, become channels for divine abundance. Coins, he explained, represent more than money. In Kabbalah, a coin is a circle, and a circle represents infinity, completeness, the endless flow of divine energy. When you place 3 coins under your mattress, you're not just putting metal under your bed. You're creating a spiritual antenna that attracts the frequency of prosperity while you sleep. The number 3 itself is sacred. It represents the 3 pillars of creation in Kabbalah: mercy, severity, and balance. 3 is the number of harmony. 3 is the number that activates flow. That night, my grandfather helped me perform the ritual for the first time. I placed 3 coins under my mattress, exactly as he instructed. And within 48 hours, something happened that I still can't fully explain. My father received an unexpected payment from a job he thought had fallen through months ago. It was enough to cover our expenses for the next 3 months. Coincidence? Maybe. But then it happened again, and again, and over the next 40 years, I've seen this same pattern repeat itself thousands of times, not just in my life, but in the lives of everyone I've taught this method to. The Talmud teaches that the Creator has already prepared your abundance. It's already waiting for you. But you need to open the channel to receive it. That's exactly what this ritual does. If you're ready to open that channel tonight, I want you to write in the comments right now, "My wealth is activated." Write it. Declare it. Let the universe hear your intention. I read every single comment, and I want to see thousands of declarations here today. Everything I am teaching you in this video is only the beginning. If you are serious about applying these ancient Jewish wealth principles to your life, I wrote a book called The Ancient Wealth Code. It contains the complete system, all 10 principles that Jewish families have used for 3,000 years to build, protect, and pass down wealth from generation to generation. This is not theory. This is the exact playbook. It is available right now in the description below and pinned in the first comment. Go get your copy today because knowledge without action is worthless. Now let me talk to you honestly for a moment, because I know exactly what you're dealing with right now. I know because I've sat with thousands of people who are in the same situation. You wake up every morning with this weight on your chest. Before your feet even touch the floor, you're already thinking about bills. You're thinking about debts. You're thinking about how you're going to make it through another month. You work hard, probably harder than most people around you. You show up. You put in the hours. You sacrifice your time, your energy, your health. And yet somehow, at the end of every month, you're right back where you started. Or worse. The money comes in and it disappears like water through your fingers. No matter how much you earn, it's never enough. And the worst part is that feeling in your gut, that quiet voice that whispers, maybe this is just how it's going to be forever. Maybe you're not meant to be wealthy. Maybe abundance is for other people, not for you. I'm here to tell you that voice is a liar. That feeling is not the truth. It's a spiritual block, and it can be removed. But here's why nothing has worked for you so far. The world teaches you that wealth comes from working harder, saving more, investing smarter. And those things matter. I'm not going to pretend they don't. But they're only half the equation. It's like trying to drive a car with no fuel. You can push the gas pedal all day long, but if the tank is empty, you're not going anywhere. I see this all the time. People come to me after they've tried everything. They've read the books on financial planning, and they still can't get ahead because the books don't address the invisible barriers. They've followed the budgeting apps and the saving strategies, and they still fail because willpower alone cannot overcome a spiritual blockage. They've even tried manifestation techniques, vision boards, affirmations, positive thinking, and nothing changes because they're operating on the surface while the real problem is deep underneath. Deep. The Talmud says that a person's livelihood is decreed from above, from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. This means that your financial reality isn't determined solely by your actions in the physical world. It's influenced by spiritual forces that most people don't even know exist. Most financial advice focuses only on what you can see and touch, how much you earn, how much you spend, how much you save. But wealth begins in the invisible realm. It begins with energy, intention, and alignment with divine law. And if you don't address the spiritual blocks, you can work yourself to death, and nothing in your external world will change. You've been told that if you just hustle enough, grind enough, sacrifice enough, eventually you'll make it. That's a lie. I'm not saying hard work doesn't matter, it does. But hard work without spiritual alignment is like rowing a boat with a hole in the bottom. You'll exhaust yourself and still sink. The Jewish people understood this thousands of years ago. That's why, despite being scattered across the world, despite facing persecution in nearly every country, despite losing everything over and over again, Jewish families have consistently rebuilt wealth within a single generation. It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's not some secret financial network. It's knowledge, specific spiritual knowledge that gets passed down from parent to child, from rabbi to student, from generation to generation. And today, I'm passing it to you. Here's the universal truth that changes everything. The Talmud teaches that blessing only rests on that which is hidden from the eye. Read that again. Blessing rests on what is hidden. This is why the coin ritual works. You're placing the source of your intention beneath your mattress, hidden from sight, hidden from the world, working silently in the invisible realm while you sleep. When you understand this principle, you understand why showing off wealth repels more wealth, why bragging about money pushes it away, and why the most powerful spiritual work happens in secret, in silence, in the dark. I've personally witnessed this principle transform the lives of people who had lost everything, people who were drowning in debt, people who hadn't received a single opportunity in years, people who had given up completely. And in every case, when they applied this ancient knowledge correctly, things began to shift, not in months, not in years, in days. Now I'm going to reveal the exact method to you. This comes directly from Kabbalistic tradition, refined over centuries by rabbis who understood the intersection of the spiritual and material worlds. It's been used in various forms for over 3,000 years, and it works. But before I show you the steps, you need to understand something critical. This is not a game. This is not a cute little life hack you try once and forget about. When you activate these ancient laws, real forces begin to move in your life. Real energy begins to shift around you, and you will see real results, as long as you follow every step exactly as I teach it. You might be wondering why this specific method. Why 3 coins? Why under the mattress? Why not just pray for money and hope for the best? The answer goes back thousands of years to when the ancient rabbis began studying the connection between physical objects and spiritual energy. They discovered that certain objects, when placed in certain positions with certain intentions, act as conduits for divine energy. They function like spiritual antennas, pulling abundance from the invisible realm into your physical reality. Every element of this method has a purpose. The coins represent the material manifestation of divine energy. The mattress represents your place of rest, which in Kabbalah is connected to trust and surrender to the Creator. The number 3 represents the 3 columns of the tree of life, the balance between giving, receiving, and harmony. When you combine these elements in the right order with the right intention, you create what the Kabbalists call a vessel, a container that can hold and attract blessing. This is completely different from anything else you've tried, because it works at the spiritual level first and then manifests in the physical level second. It uses objects and numbers that have been spiritually charged through thousands of years of use and intention. It requires your active participation. You're not just wishing, you're doing. Results come fast, usually within 24 to 72 hours for the first signs. And you don't need to be Jewish. You don't need special training. You don't need to speak Hebrew. You just need to follow the instructions exactly as I give them. The Talmud teaches that the Creator made the world through speech, through words, through intention made audible. This is the foundation of everything I'm about to show you. When you combine physical action with spoken intention, you're mimicking the very process by which the universe was created. And when you align with that creative force, the universe must respond. It has no choice. It's law. Before you begin, you need to prepare yourself mentally and spiritually. This isn't about being perfect. Nobody is perfect. But it is about being clear and being serious. Here's what I tell everyone. First, choose a time when you won't be interrupted. The ideal time is at night, right before you go to sleep. The energy of nighttime is receptive. The world is quiet. Your mind is transitioning from the conscious to the subconscious, and that threshold is where the most powerful spiritual work happens. Second, make sure you're in a calm state. If you just had an argument, if you're furious about something, if your mind is racing with anxiety, wait. Take a bath, take a walk, breathe deeply for 5 minutes. The energy you bring to this ritual determines its power. Third, set your intention clearly. Know exactly what you need. Don't be vague. Don't say, I want more money. Say the specific amount. Say the specific situation you need resolved. Vague intentions create vague results. Fourth, trust the process completely. Even if some steps seem strange or too simple, follow them exactly. Remember, this has worked for 3,000 years. It doesn't need your improvements, it needs your faith. Now here's what you need. The first element is 3 coins. These must be coins, not bills, not tokens, not buttons. Coins. In Kabbalah, the circular shape of a coin represents the infinite nature of divine energy. There is no beginning and no end. It flows continuously. Coins are also made of metal, and metal in Jewish mystical tradition is connected to the Sephira of Gevurah, which represents strength, discipline, and the power to manifest in the physical world. The ancient rabbis specifically chose coins for abundance rituals because coins carry the energy of exchange, of commerce, of value flowing from one hand to another. When you hold a coin, you're holding a symbol of trust between human beings, and that trust is a reflection of divine trust. I've seen people use coins from different countries, different denominations, different metals. They all work. What matters is not the monetary value of the coin. What matters is your intention and the spiritual charge you place upon it. Use 3 coins of the same denomination. They can be pennies, quarters, pesos, euros, shekels. It doesn't matter. But they must be the same type, because sameness represents unity, and unity amplifies power. Make sure they're clean. If they're dirty, wash them with water before the ritual. Water purifies and resets the energetic signature of any object. The second element is your mattress, specifically the space between your mattress and your bed frame or box spring. This is important. In Kabbalah, the bed represents Malkut, the kingdom, the physical realm where spiritual energy manifests into material reality. Your bed is where you spend roughly a third of your life. It's where your body rests, where your defenses come down, where your subconscious mind takes over. Placing the coins under your mattress means you're embedding your intention into the very place where you are most receptive. You're programming your subconscious mind with abundance, while simultaneously creating a spiritual magnet beneath you. The space between the mattress and the base is also symbolically important. It represents the hidden realm, the space between worlds, the place where the seen and unseen meet. The Talmud teaches that blessing rests on what is hidden, and this space is exactly that: hidden, secret, powerful. The third element is your spoken intention. Words are not just sounds. In Jewish tradition, words are creative forces. The Creator spoke the world into existence. When you speak with clarity and conviction, you are using the same creative power. Your spoken intention during this ritual must be specific, positive, and stated as if it has already happened. Not, "I hope money comes," but "abundance flows to me now." Not, "Please help me," but "I receive my divine portion with gratitude." The vibration of your voice charges the coins. Your words become the programming code that tells the universe exactly what you need. I've seen people whisper their intention. I've seen people speak it firmly. Both work. What doesn't work is silence. You must vocalize it. The act of speaking bridges the gap between thought and reality. Now here's the exact procedure, step by step. Follow this precisely. Step 1. Hold all 3 coins in your right hand. In Kabbalah, the right hand represents chesed, which is loving kindness, generosity, and the flow of abundance. Your right hand is the hand of giving and receiving divine blessing. Cup the coins gently. Feel their weight. Feel their temperature against your skin. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. With each breath, visualize golden light flowing from above, entering through the top of your head, traveling down your arm, and filling the coins with warm, radiant energy. Do this for about 30 seconds. You'll feel a subtle warmth or tingling in your hand. That's the energy activating. Step 2. Bring the coins close to your mouth. Your breath carries your life force, your spiritual essence. Breathe gently onto the coins 3 times. With each breath, feel yourself transferring your energy, your intention, your desire into those coins. As you breathe onto them, say these words clearly. I am a vessel for divine abundance. Wealth flows to me easily, constantly, and without limit. I receive my portion with gratitude, and I use it for good. Say it with conviction. Say it like you mean every word, because you do. Step 3. Now arrange the 3 coins in a triangle formation. This is critical. Place the first coin at the top, the second coin at the bottom left, and the third coin at the bottom right. The triangle pointing upward represents the ascent of your intention to the divine realm. In Kabbalah, the upward triangle is the symbol of fire, of desire, of spiritual aspiration rising toward its source. Hold this triangle formation in your open palm and look at it. Visualize your specific financial need being fulfilled. See the number in your bank account. See the debt being paid off. See the opportunity arriving. Make it vivid. Make it real. Step 4. Carefully place the triangle of coins under your mattress, near the head of your bed. The head area corresponds to thought, consciousness, and divine connection. The coins should be positioned so that when you lie down, they are approximately beneath your chest or heart area. Your heart is the center of emotion and desire in Kabbalah, and placing the coins near this area amplifies the emotional charge of your intention. Slide them gently between the mattress and the base. Don't throw them. Don't shove them. Treat them with respect, as if you're placing something sacred in a holy place, because you are. Step 5. Once the coins are in place, lie down on your bed. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand on your stomach. Close your eyes. Take 7 slow, deep breaths. 7 is the number of completion in Jewish tradition. The Creator created the world in 7 days. 7 represents the fullness of a cycle. With each breath, repeat silently in your mind, "It is done. My abundance is sealed. The Creator provides." After 7 breaths, release your hands to your sides and allow yourself to fall asleep naturally. Do not check your phone. Do not get up for water. Do not do anything. The ritual is sealed in the moment you complete the 7th breath. Your job now is to surrender to sleep and let the invisible forces work. After you complete this ritual, here's what you can expect. Within the first 24 hours, you might feel a sense of unusual calm or peace that you can't explain. You might have vivid dreams about money, about doors opening, about water flowing. Water in dreams almost always represents abundance and spiritual flow. Some people experience a light buzzing sensation when they first lie on the bed after placing the coins. All of this is normal. It means the energy is activating. Within 3 to 7 days, you should start seeing tangible results. This could be an unexpected check in the mail, a phone call with a job offer or business opportunity, someone repaying a debt you'd forgotten about, a sudden idea that leads to income. Pay close attention to everything during this period. The universe often speaks in whispers, not shouts. Within 30 days, the full transformation should be evident. The financial pattern of your life will have shifted. You'll notice that money comes more easily, that opportunities seem to find you, that the constant stress and worry about finances begins to dissolve. Now, I need to give you some critical warnings, and please take these seriously. Warning number 1, do not tell anyone about the coins under your mattress. Remember what the Talmud teaches. Blessing rests on what is hidden from the eye. The moment you tell someone about your ritual, you expose it to the energy of doubt, envy, and skepticism. Other people's disbelief can neutralize your intention. I learned this the hard way when I was young and excited about the results I was seeing. I told a friend, and within a week, the flow stopped completely. I had to start over. Keep it secret. Keep it sacred. Warning number 2, Do not remove the coins for at least 7 days. The ritual works on a 7-day cycle, mirroring the 7 days of creation. If you remove the coins before 7 days, you break the cycle, and the energy dissipates. After 7 days, you can either leave them in place to maintain the flow, or remove them, cleanse them with water, and repeat the ritual with fresh intention. Many people choose to leave them permanently. Warning number 3, your intention must be pure. Do not use this ritual to harm someone else. Do not use it to take what belongs to another person. Do not use it out of greed or malice. The Talmud is very clear. Measure for measure, as you give, so shall you receive. If your intention is corrupt, the energy will turn against you. I've seen this happen. A man once performed this ritual wishing for his business competitor to fail. Within a month, it was his own business that collapsed. Universal law doesn't care about your justifications. It only responds to the truth of your heart. So use this wisely. Use it with gratitude. Use it with the sincere desire to improve your life and bless those around you. Let me share something deeper with you now. The Talmud teaches that every person is born with a specific portion of abundance allocated to them by the Creator. Your portion is already prepared. It already exists. The problem isn't that there isn't enough for you. The problem is that the channels through which your abundance flows have become blocked. These blocks come from fear, from negative speech about money, from believing lies about scarcity, from the accumulated weight of years of financial trauma. This ritual doesn't create abundance out of nothing. It unblocks the channels that are already there. It removes the spiritual debris that has been preventing your portion from reaching you. When I first fully understood this concept, it changed everything for me. I stopped begging the universe for money. I stopped feeling like a victim of my circumstances. Instead, I simply focused on clearing the channels, on aligning my energy, on trusting that what was mine would find me. And it did. There was a time in my life, about 15 years into my studies, when I faced a severe financial crisis. My wife and I had almost nothing. Bills were piling up. I felt ashamed because here I was, a rabbi who taught about abundance, and I couldn't pay my own rent. But instead of panicking, I went back to the fundamentals. I performed this exact coin ritual. I cleared my intention. I surrendered to the process. Within 72 hours, I received a phone call inviting me to teach at a conference I hadn't even applied to. The honorarium from that single event covered 3 months of expenses. That led to more invitations, which led to more income, which eventually led to the financial freedom I experience today. It wasn't magic, it was alignment. Over the past 4 decades, I've taught this exact method to thousands of people across the world. I've seen single mothers go from choosing between food and electricity to having consistent surplus within weeks. I've seen small business owners who were about to close their doors suddenly receive the exact clients they needed. I've seen retired people on fixed incomes discover unexpected sources of money they didn't know existed. And in every single case, they followed the exact steps I just taught you. They didn't modify it. They didn't add their own twists. They didn't skip the parts that seemed too simple. They trusted the ancient wisdom and followed the instructions. Here's why this is so important right now. Look around at what's happening in the world today. Inflation is squeezing families everywhere. The cost of living keeps climbing while wages stay flat. People are carrying more debt than at any point in history. Entire industries are being disrupted by technology and artificial intelligence, and millions of people are terrified about their financial future. In 2025, we're seeing economic uncertainty on a scale that rivals anything in recent memory. Global markets are volatile, housing costs are through the roof, and the traditional advice of just get a good job and save for retirement feels almost laughable to anyone under 50. But these ancient Jewish secrets? They work in any economy, they work in any political system, they work in any situation. They worked during the exile in Babylon. They worked during the Spanish Inquisition. They worked during the Great Depression. And they work right now, today, in whatever situation you're facing, that's because they're based on universal spiritual laws that never change. Governments change, currencies change, markets change. But divine law is eternal. When everything around you is chaos, these principles are your anchor. Let me summarize what you've learned today. First, wealth is governed by spiritual laws that most people completely ignore. And until you address the spiritual